Telltale Games is announcing something called a Super Show. Now, I think we're more discussing this right now because we have no idea what the fuck to make of it. Telltale is a company that I generally like. They make episodic games. They are generally in the vein, and I'm not saying they're as good, but they try to be sort of like PC adventure games. Now, their older games are definitely more like that. They're Sam & Max reboots. Their Homestar Runner games, their Monkey Island games. As they progressed with like the Jurassic Park and the Walking Dead, they fell more into like an interactive visual fiction, like a Heavy Rain sort of deal. Now, what they're talking about doing with the Super Show, as far as I can tell, the Super Show is just going to basically be... Lionsgate is basically teaming up with Telltale to do games that are based on original properties, but they want to treat them like TV shows. So, as far as I can tell, it's just going to be the same Telltale Games, but it's going to be with original IPs, and they're going to have storylines that are probably, like I said, more like TV shows.
But if before the podcast, we had a discussion, argument whether or not this means there'll be live action parts to this. My question is, if there's no live action, what the hell is Lionsgate doing getting involved, since they produce live action television shows?
Maybe simply producing or helping with script writing is my own thing.
Or voice acting, or getting real actors.
Or getting real voice actors, because nothing in this article actually talks about getting live action, and they say TV type drama, which is basically all a Telltale game is. So as far as I can figure it, this just means that Telltale is calling their original intellectual property games something else.
So basically what one of the, I guess the CEO of Telltale said was, a Super Show episode combines one part of interactive playable content with one part of scripted television style content. Both pieces, when combined together, are what make an actual Super Show episode. So to me, that just means a point-and-click adventure with cutscenes. That's a fancy way of saying it.
But that's what they've been doing. To me, what that almost more sounds like is you play the game and make the choices in the beginning portion of it, and then you would see how it plays out in the ending portion.
But what's interesting is he's saying developing both aspects simultaneously is key to utilizing this. He calls it a new medium. What about this would be new? The medium, video games, is there. Live action's there. So that's what I'm thinking. If this is combining live action with video games in some aspect, then we're looking at the Daedalus encounter with Tia Carrera. You know, like, is that what we're looking at here potentially? Something strange like that? Or they're going backwards and doing basically live action cutscenes with point and click?
I just can't see that, but it's possible.
But what do you mean by new? Possible. But why is it? What do you call it a new medium then? That's what's kind of throwing me.
Because people bullshit all the time.
Okay, yes, there is that. I'm being too gullible with the CEO.
We just talked about Peter Molyneux last podcast, okay? People bullshit out their asses all the time, just spewing feces.
It says he said television and game content are actually produced in different ways on different schedules, of course.
Right.
Live action scripted content is shot and produced quickly on a tight schedule, while games require more iteration and flexibility. Integrating these two radically different production styles is a huge challenge, but we've been I don't understand how, first of all, how you can even do that. How can you mix video games with live action?
I don't know.
Well, he even says live action scripted content is shot. So this is going to be live action. But I don't understand then, this isn't new. This is 90s PC CD-ROM point and click or action games with cutscenes thrown in. This is Privateer 2 getting Clive Owen, a young, awesome Clive Owen performance, you know, in with your game.
It's very
interesting.
It's interesting, but my last line on this is we obviously have, we probably jumped on this too early because all we can do is speculate. I really have no idea what the hell this is going to be. I'm still of the mindset that this is business talk bullshit, but we'll see.
But I think what they might, with Lionsgate involved, they might be able to leverage getting bigger stars, maybe.
Sure.
And getting them involved. If that's the case, then think of the draw of having a Walking Dead game with a special live action cutscenes built into it. For that could be a huge draw.
Sure.
That can get people drawn from the TV that wouldn't play the game to want to play.
What I think people love about these Telltale games, like the Walking Dead ones and the I think the Game of Thrones one is this way, and a couple other. they take place in the same world, but they don't use the same characters.
Okay.
So if you're interested in The Walking Dead, but you've never seen an episode, you can jump right into The Walking Dead. That's actually something that I very much like about Telltale Games. Say you've never read an issue of Fables, you can still jump into their game based on Fables.
Okay.
You know,
each Super Show episode will release as a package design so you can consume the interactive portion or watch the scripted show portion in any order you'd like. This has to be live action.
Okay, yeah.
For instance,
then I'm not going to argue with you.
If you play the interactive episode first, certain elements of the scripted episode portion will be tailored to reflect some choices made in your interactive playthrough. If you watch the show before playing, some elements in the interactive portions may be presented differently than if you played. This sounds like, it sounds like Choose Your Own Adventure, but now, wow, this from a production standpoint, this sounds like a mess.
Yeah,
just trying to put this together.
It does sound like a nightmare.
It sounds like a nightmare, being that you're going to have to produce you basically different scenarios in the live action, it's like a giant Choose Your Own Adventure.
My guess is this: they're going to have to divide it into halves, right? Okay, gameplay might be first half, TV might be second half. All right, let's say you watch the second half of the TV. It's automatic. You watch that first. It's automatically going to check certain boxes because you know certain things are going to happen. But it might open up different choices in the actual game. Vice versa, you play the game first, it's going to change around the TV portion that you watch. I don't know. It sounds... If they want that sort of degree of interactivity, it sounds kind of ambitious. More so than... we keep joking about the CD-based titles of the 90s, but...
They were ambitious.
Well, they were
for
ambitious,
the time.
Sure.
They may not all been as well done as each other, but they were very ambitious. They pushed the medium to its limits.
Yeah.
The CD-ROM medium. And then it had it implode because they got to the point where it became just, we know we're going to see, point and click, Tia Carrera shooting an alien, point and click. That's basically what the games became.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to do more than that.